Hello, welcome to Energetica India's podcast series. And today we have with us Mr. DavidWilson, Product Manager, James Durrans, and Mr. Gurmohit Singh, CEO of Intertech. And today we'll be discussing a very important aspect of any electrical system, that is the earthing system. So, Mr. Wilson, first of all, I would like to ask you about the company and your association with the Indian market.
Hi, so James Durrans is 163 years old. We've been the manufacturer of Marconite product since its inception in the early 1970s. It was developed by the Marconi company to overcome difficult earthing conditions when working with military of defence applications and various radar technologies. In the 80s and 90s in the UK, it then started to become a commercial product, and its first major success was overcoming some earthing problems on the Jubilee Line extension for London Underground. So Marconite has been used widely since then in the UK for commercial and transport-based applications, and more recently in telecommunications and the use of broadband internet, fibre optics, that kind of thing. So we've been supplying Marconite since 1975 through Marconi, and then directly to the public and the wider market since the 1990s as Marconite through James Durrans and Sons.
Can you tell us more about your association with Intertech and the Indian market?
We recognise the Indian market as being a growth market back in the early 2000s, but we hadn't found the right partner. In 2011, we first met with Mr. Charanjit Singh, Mohit's father, and what we then did was we basically established a working relationship, and we've been working with Intertech and selling Marconite within India since 2011, and that relationship has grown bigger and stronger, and we're now very successfully supplying our Marconite product to the pan-Indian market through Intertech.
So, Mr. Singh, I would like you to tell us more about the company Intertech and how you are distributing these products in the Indian market, and what are the segments that you are targeting.
Intertech was started by my father, Mr. Charanjit Singh, way back in 1983. He's an ex-L&T. So after leaving L&T, he started Intertech. So he started his business with distribution of transformers, energy meters, enclosures, and in 2011 we started Marconite business. We have been supplying Marconite to different sectors, from solar to power, oil and gas, railways, Delhi Metro. In earthing, before taking any project, we do certain checks. We measure the solidity first, do our equipment list, fault current, and the plot dimensions. After covering these 4 points, we design the earthing system and go for the projects.
Mr. Wilson, can you tell us more about the product Marconite, its USPs, and how it is different from the offerings that are available in the market?
Marconite is the only purpose manufactured product for earthing. It's a carbon-based technology. It has a very specific manufacturing process that's unique to the Marconite product. And what that does is it enables you to provide a polluting-free, waterless, permanent earthing solution for whatever you're trying to earth or ground in the case of lightning protection. The difference between this product and many products available in India is the key point: waterless and maintenance-free. Waterless means that you don't have to add water once the material has been installed, and maintenance-free means that once you have established the correct earthing design and you've installed the Marconite product, that is there for multiple years, decades even, and as long as 50 years is possible. We have got recorded materials in the UK still working as per their initial days, well into their 30 years of installation. So the difference between this product and many of the products on the Indian market is that this product is maintenance free, and that gives the installer the belief that they can install something on day one, and 10,000 days later that product is working as well as it did on the day of installation. Whereas many other products are polluting. They basically use an ionic exchange in order to guarantee an earth characteristic, and that requires them to be watered or aqueous. If they're not watered, if they become dry, they don't work, and as a result the earthing system doesn't work. So the main difference with Marconite is waterless and maintenance free.
If we look at the solar installation, the discussion is primarily on solar panels and to some extent inverters. Although the earthing system is very crucial, but it has not been discussed in that many ways. So according to you, what is the most important factors that how these earthing systems impact the performance or the safety measures in a solar installation?
The main thing about earthing and grounding is that the earthing system is the bedrock of your installation. You shouldn't start with anything else. The first thing you should do is survey the area you've been allocated to put your system in. If it's a solar park, then you must carry out a full soil survey and establish what kind of soil is under your feet, because that's going to govern the type of earthing system you're going to put in, which will incorporate Marconite. So you carry out the soil survey, design the earthing system correctly according to the soil in the area you're operating on. There is no generic scenario. Every system is different, and you have to design your system to take into account the local conditions, specifically the soil resistivity and what it's made of. So once you've established that, once you've actually got that designed, that is then the foundations of everything else you put around, and you connect your individual assets to that earthing system rather than basically trying to squeeze an earthing scenario in at the end of the project in a piece of waste ground to the side. It's critical that it's right at the beginning of your project you design your earthing system to suit the ground that you're working in and the area you're working in.
देखिए, ऐसा है कि इंडिया में जब भी हम अर्थिंग सिस्टम डिज़ाइन करते हैं, यहाँ पे हम सॉइल चेक नहीं करते, सॉइल स्टडी चेक नहीं करते। रैंडमली आपने गड्ढा किया, उसमें नमक डाला, कोयला डाला और कंडक्टर डाल दिया। ये जनरल प्रैक्टिस है इंडस्ट्री में अर्थिंग की। ये गलत प्रैक्टिस है। सही प्रैक्टिस ये है कि आपको पहले साइट पे सॉइल स्टडी चेक करनी है, इक्विपमेंट लिस्ट चेक करने हैं, फॉल्ट करंट चेक करना है, प्लॉट की डायमेंशन चेक करने हैं। उसके बाद ही यू कैन डिज़ाइन अ अर्थिंग सिस्टम। उसके बिना नहीं कर सकते। लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली इंडिया में ये प्रैक्टिस फॉलो नहीं हो रही। लेकिन एट इंटरटेक वी फॉलो दिस प्रैक्टिस, सो दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू चेक द सॉइल स्टेबिलिटी बिफोर डिजाइनिंग द अर्थिंग सिस्टम।
जैसे कि आपने राइटली कहा कि इंडिया में अभी भी ये अर्थिंग सिस्टम का इतना ज़्यादा तरीके से अवेयरनेस नहीं है, ये सही तरीके से फॉलो नहीं किया जा रहा है। तो व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स यू आर टेकिंग टू इंक्रीज द अवेयरनेस अबाउट दिस सिस्टम्स?
एग्जीबिशन में हम पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, वर्कशॉप्स कंडक्ट करते हैं। हमारे टेक्निकल डायरेक्टर हैं मिस्टर के गुप्ता, उन्होंने कई डिपार्टमेंट्स में वर्कशॉप्स कंडक्ट करी है। एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया, कल हम नॉर्दर्न रेलवेज में थे, बड़ौदा हाउस में, दिल्ली मेट्रो।
सो इफ वी टॉक अबाउट योर फ्यूचर प्लान्स, व्हाट वुड बी योर goals and aims, and how are going to you expand the business in the next 5 years?
देखिए, आप सबको पता होगा मोदी जी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे स्पेंड कर रहे हैं। रेलवेज हो गया, पावर सेक्टर हो गया, ऑयल एंड गैस हो गया, इन सब में अर्थिंग की ज़रूरत है। तो हमने आइडेंटिफाई किए हैं कुछ सेक्टर्स, ग्रोथ एरियाज, जहाँ पे अर्थिंग का अच्छा स्कोप है। तो वी विल बी टारगेटिंग रेलवेज, पावर ग्रिड, यूटिलिटीज़, जहाँ से हमें ग्रोथ मिलने की opportunities hai.
And for you, Mr. Wilson, what are your plans for the next 5 years as far as the Indian market is concerned?
As India grows into being a world power, James Durrans wants to work with Intertech to deliver Marconite to the Indian market. Right now, that manufacturing process is carried out in the UK. India and the UK have signed a free trade agreement, but what we also recognise is the fact that we want to manufacture this product in India for as much as possible. Right now, that's what we're working towards. We're establishing plans and the pathways in order to get the right raw materials on site in India and the right manufacturing technologies in place so we can deliver a made in India product of Marconite to the Indian market.
देखिए, मार्केट में बहुत सारा डुप्लीकेट मार्कोनाइट है जो ओरिजिनल नहीं है, जो आपके सिस्टम को हार्म कर रहा है। तो मेरी सबसे ये सबमिशन है कि बाय ओरिजिनल मार्कोनाइट, buy original Marconite.
You have talked about the manufacturing plans for the Indian? You have any timelines?
We're hopeful in the next 12 to 18 months to have established a pilot plant in India. And then once that pilot plant has proven itself in manufacturing to the correct technical standard, then we'll be expanding that plant to service the entire India. At the moment, material is provided by the UK, but we're looking to establish quickly to move that to an Indian manufacturing process.
देखिए मार्कोनाइट में इंडिया में रादर 15 साल हो चुके हैं. प्रोडक्ट एक्सेप्ट कर चुकी है इंडस्ट्री, रेलवेज, ऑयल एंड गैस, जैसे मैं पहले बोला. लेकिन सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है डुप्लीकेट मार्कोनाइट. बी अवेयर ऑफ डुप्लीकेट मार्कोनाइट, बाय ओरिजिनल, जिसमें आपको सिस्टम आपका ठीक चलेगा, लंबा चलेगा. 50 साल की लाइफ है, 25 साल की वारंटी हम ऑफर कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ओरिजिनल मार्कोनाइट, डुप्लीकेट मार्कोनाइट नहीं.
Thank you so much.